Believe it or not, there's an upside to looking for a remote job, and that is you can have them handed to you without having to do all the clicking and scrolling. Today I'm giving you a huge handful of remote jobs, including a part-time intake scheduling job, some very beginner-friendly and entry-level opportunities, and a few higher-paying upper entry-level jobs. So go about your day as you listen to me scan through them. So I'm going to start off with the part-time position. It comes to us from CenterWell. They're part of the larger Humana company. So this job is for an intake coordinator home health. It's a per diem position. Basically, you'll work as needed. It's a part-time remote position nationwide in the United States, and you'll work about 19 hours per week, but you will not be working a set schedule. Remember, this is a per diem position. So yeah, you'll work 19 hours a week, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Mountain or Pacific time zone hours, but you don't have to live in either of those time zones. Just translate your local hours to those hours. And you must be available to work weekend shifts based on business needs. So what you're going to do in this job is receive and respond to incoming calls from referral sources for potential patients, performing initial telephone screening to determine patients' appropriateness for home care services with referral sources. And for this job, they want you to have a high school diploma or equivalent. You're a pretty good typer, and they prefer you have about 3 or more years in healthcare delivery or related business experience. And scrolling down a little bit further, they tell us they'll pay you between $39,000 and $49,400 per year. So now let's go into the beginner-friendly remote jobs. The first one is with the company Team Snap, and this is for a sponsorship success specialist. This job is full-time remote. You can do it almost anywhere within the United States. As we scroll down to the bottom of the job description, they have a list of states in which they're not able to hire remotely. So take a look at these states. Hopefully your state is not included here. So this is a project manager position where you'll be responsible for project managing sponsor campaigns, managing relationships with sports organization partners, and onboarding the best sports organization partners to the company's sponsorship campaign. So they want you to be a solutions-oriented problem solver. Of course, you're organized, you're a people person, you're a good communicator, you're mission-driven, and you're technology fluent. You're proficient with or able to quickly learn Google Sheets, Asana, Slack, Airtable, and HubSpot. So they're not really requiring related work experience in this position. And as far as the salary, the minimum starting point for this role is $48,600 per year. They tell us that right here on this job description. Another beginner-friendly remote job is with Medical Guardian. This one is for a customer intake specialist. However, you do need to be located in the states of Pennsylvania, Delaware, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, Texas, New Jersey, or Florida. And you'll work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you probably notice the salary, which is $21 per hour. So they're seeking a responsible, organized multitasker to fill a role in the customer intake department. You'll input new orders that arrive via phone, fax, or email. So yeah, you're going to do a whole bunch of data entry in this position. And you'll also verify information contained on the order form, communicating directly with either the customer or the referring source as needed. Navigate varying healthcare portals to find customer information and enter order and all relevant information into the customized system, correcting existing customer records when notified of changes, cancel customer accounts, and answer calls and emails daily. This job is in the healthcare field, so you need to be able to comply with all HIPAA rules and regulations. They prefer you have an associate's degree in a healthcare-related field. You're comfortable using Microsoft Office products, and you can type at least 40 words per minute. And how much they'll pay, they're not sharing that anywhere on the job description nor on the application, but based on my experience looking at similar roles, I think this job could pay anywhere from $16 to $18 per hour, but I can't guarantee that. You'll have to work out your salary with them. Another beginner-friendly job is with Perfect Serve. This is a tech support Tier 1 support specialist position. It's full-time remote anywhere within the United States, no location restrictions. And this is something worth mentioning. They tell us they have some Monday through Friday daytime schedules available, and then they tell us most schedules require support professionals to work one weekend day. And you're also able to work some holidays as required. And you're also willing and excited to work evenings or overnights and or weekends. So in this job, you'll be responsible for supporting the company's end users who are physicians, nurses, and system administrators. You'll support general user account management, end user education, on-call schedule management, mobile and web interface assistance, as well as application builds and revisions and application troubleshooting. So you need strong technical aptitude and all your typical soft skills, as well as access to high-speed internet. And this job will start in April of 2026. And they tell us on this job description they'll pay you $19 per hour. Another beginner-friendly remote job is with Health Advocate. This one is for a benefits associate. It's full-time remote anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions. And in this job, you'll be the trusted guide for members, helping them navigate their benefit options, resolve concerns, and find the right healthcare solutions. So yep, a customer service job where you'll guide members with clarity and confidence. So you need to be customer-focused, you're organized, detail-oriented, you're tech-savvy, quick to adapt, and you're eager to learn. And as far as the salary, they don't tell us anywhere on this job description, but I think this job will pay anywhere from $15 to $16, maybe up to $18 per hour, but I can't guarantee that. You'll have to work out your salary with them. Okay, so now let's talk about some entry-level remote jobs, meaning you need just a tiny bit of related experience in these positions. The first one I have is with Capital One. Actually, you'll be working in the Velocity Black division of Capital One. So they have an opening for a travel specialist principal coordinator. This job is fully remote anywhere within the United States. You see the location of Richmond, Virginia, but we're going to ignore that because they have the salary indicated regardless of location to be between $56,800 and $64,800 per year. So this is a customer service position where you'll assist clients in booking travel, ranging from commercial flights to hotels to vacation homes and car rentals. You'll be part of the travel team, communicating with clients, suppliers, and fellow team members to deliver best-in-class service to members. They're looking for someone who's adaptable, you can multitask, you have a passion for travel and traveling, as well as strong analytical skills. And your shift could start as early as 7 a.m. and go as late as 10 p.m., and you can expect to work one weekend day per week. You need a high school diploma, GED, or equivalent, and at least 1 year luxury hospitality experience. And they have some preferred qualifications, and they're just preferred, they're not required. Webflow has an opening for a technical support associate. This job is full-time remote. However, you do need to be based on the west coast of the United States, and they're also hiring if you live in Ontario, Canada. So you'll work Wednesday through Sunday in this position. And it's your typical tech support position where you'll deliver consistently exceptional customer experiences to every Webflow user. So you must be able to work weekends, Sunday through Wednesday, and you have about 1 year experience in a technical support role, and you can bring high-touch customer support experience in SaaS or technical services across email, phone, and live chat. You're proficient in HTML, CSS, DNS, JavaScript, or you're familiar with Webflow knowledge, and you possess a deep understanding of Webflow or similar web design tools. And when it comes to the salary, I saw it here somewhere, going back up right here. They tell us in the United States, depending on where you live in the United States. But remember, you must be based on the West Coast. So it looks like you can make anywhere from $66,000 to $89,000 per year. In Canada, they tell us they'll pay you between $85,000 and $100,000 per year. But remember, for this job in Canada, they're only hiring if you live in Ontario. Another entry-level remote job is with Capital One, and this one is for an associate relations contact team leader. This job is full-time remote anywhere within the United States, and what you're going to do in this position is lead a team of 3 to 6 associates in routing and responding to associates and people leader inquiries in a timely manner. So yeah, you'll oversee a team of associate relations professionals who perform a variety of horizontal operational activities. So basically, you'll make sure those team members are doing what they're supposed to do while participating in and managing case intake, case management, and resolution of certain case types. And they have more details. If interested, go ahead and read through the details. You need a high school diploma, GED, or equivalent, and at least 1 year experience as a people leader. And they have some preferred qualifications. Whenever I see preferred, that tells me they're just preferred. They're not required, but read through these preferences. If you meet any of them, make sure to include them on your resume. And I do want to note, one of these preferences is at least 3 years HR experience. And that's why they're going to pay such a great salary. And speaking of the salary, I think they have the incorrect salary indicated because they have a title of Principal Associate Relations. So looking at this, for that title, it looks like you can earn anywhere from $109,000 up to $137,000 per year. But that's the incorrect title for this particular job. I think for this job, you'll make closer to $70,000 to $80,000 per year, but you'll have to confirm that with them. So now on to some upper entry-level remote jobs. The first one I have is with ASPCA, and this is for a compensation analyst. This job is full-time remote anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions. And what you do is obtain and analyze competitive market data and partner with leaders across the organization to generate salary offers, promotional increases, and other compensation adjustments while ensuring internal equity across all organizational pay levels. You'll be responsible for salary benchmark analysis, position evaluations, compliance and payroll reporting, performance evaluation, compensation and time tracking administration in Workday, compensation training materials, and salary survey participation. You need a high school diploma, GED, or equivalent professional experience and at least 4 years professional work experience. And you also have at least 2 years experience working in a compensation function, including but not limited to experience with the following: collaboration on internal and external research, completing position evaluations and advising pay leaders on compensation decisions, researching and analyzing compensation surveys and benchmarkings against survey data, and supporting compensation-related compliance efforts. And they prefer you have experience with HRIS database systems as well as experience with Workday. And going back up a little bit, I noticed this right here. It looks like you may have to travel up to 5% of your time. And when it comes to the salary, it depends on where you live, but you can make anywhere from $62,000 up to $80,000 per year. TeamSnap has an opening for an executive assistant. This job is full-time remote. It is a 3-month contract, and you do need to be based in the Eastern time zone to effectively coordinate with the executive team. So in this job, you'll keep 5 of the company's executives organized and enhance their daily productivity by managing their scheduling and supporting their communication. You'll organize meetings, coordinate travel, and proactively review calendars in advance to create space and prevent conflicts and manage last-minute ELT scheduling. They'd like you to have about 5 years experience as an executive assistant supporting multiple senior executives. You have no problem handling sensitive information with discretion, and you're highly computer literate. And they tell us they'll pay you $50 an hour for this job. So that brings us to our final remote job. This one comes to us from CenterWell. It's for a revenue cycle claims billing analyst. It's full-time remote anywhere within the United States. And what you do is ensure accurate and efficient billing processes across the organization. You'll be responsible for daily monitoring of accounts receivable and claim submissions, identifying and resolving billing errors, and addressing claim rejections. You also research billing issues and recommend process improvements. And what they want from you is about 5 years experience in billing systems, payer setup, and contract review. You're proficient in data analysis and reporting. You have data-driven decision-making experience as well as attention to detail and organizational abilities. And they tell us on this job description they'll pay you between $60,800 and $82,900 per year. So those are all the remote jobs I have for you in this video. We had some part-time intake positions. We had some very beginner-friendly jobs, entry-level, upper entry-level opportunities. Hopefully one of these remote jobs works out for you. So have a great day, take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.